Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. However, we're looking at the title screen right now. We're in the latest snapshot. I've just updated the server. I'm running around doing some tests and checks because I'm very aware there's lots of strange problems in these snapshots, and the problems I am encountering right now in the nether are just ridiculous. Now when we log in, there's going to be a whole bunch of pigmen chasing me, and I'm going to try and describe what I just saw. If we look at the ground, we should see some items. There we go. A pigman just spawned right on top of me with iron leggings and an iron sword, and he was jumping all over the place, and look at this. They are spawning everywhere. It is so strange. It's like they have social spawning, and I am so unequipped to fight these guys at the moment. I'm running out of hearts and food, and wherever I seem to go, they just keep spawning. I've killed about 20 of them over here. And do you know what would be really clever for me to do? Would be to make use of some blocks. That's what this game is about. And, oh! With the exception of the little guy, I am safe. Now there is social spawning going on. You can see there are some spawning just over there. I've got to be extremely cautious. I am also out of arrows as well, which is a good defense against these guys. So I might have to go into the overworld and grab some from somewhere. And come on, let's hit that guy and then check behind me. Okay, none have spawned over here, but it has been really insane. And I was thinking maybe I should record this. This is pretty interesting. And then that loopy pigman with the iron armor just spawned next to me. He was jumping up and down. He was running really fast, much faster than you should be able to move, I'm pretty sure. And so here comes another one over here. Let's kill this guy. And look, a whole pack of them just spawned over there, and they're instantly aggressive and they come towards me. This is really dangerous because when pigmen spawn, they shouldn't be aggressive. Look at this. This is insane. This isn't how it works. And this is because of 1.8 being completely broken. There is now an army of pigmen after me. Now I've already found out that my gold farm doesn't work as well. They seem to be invincible to being crushed, which is really strange. This whole update is a little bizarre. I think we're going to have to get the hell out of here now. In fact, what we will do is do that. Actually, I wanted to do it like here, so I could just stand back and hit them nice and easy. So let's just break all of these and kill us a few more pigmen. I want to see if I can get some of that social spawning going on, because I had a pack of them spawn next to me. They must have been around 10 blocks away. Oh, and their AI is smarter. They're now walking around the block to get to me. Fascinating. And you can see it's kind of laggy as well. Oh. I was going to try and run past them then. This is insane! We got a conga line of pigmen. Do you know what I got to do? I got to get a little screenshot right here. Oh, and that's not good either. This isn't going very well. Let's get that screenshot. They are lagging like crazy. You know why? Because of the pathfinding that they have. That's causing all sorts of issues. And I've got to be smart if I'm to survive here. There we go. Yeah, that does not look good, does it? Anyway, I'm going to go through here and get myself some arrows. Hopefully I'll get through quick enough. And, whoa, okay, we're underground. No, we're above ground. What is going on? There's a whole pack of pigmen here. I don't like this. There is something wrong with this server right now, that's for sure. And redstone doesn't appear to be working, but we can go through there. Oh God. Well, I'm glad I'm recording this, because this is what I'm concerned about when it comes to updating to snapshots. Is things can behave so strange. And are they tracking me? No, they're just walking. Okay. So it seems like we're all right. There's a whole bunch of things I want to go and check out, like the end farm. And do you know what? I'm just going to continue recording and find out what other interesting things happens while we're checking this out. So I checked out a few more things on the server. I went to the end, I checked out the Enderman farm. I was expecting that to be broken because of Endermite, and it turns out that that thing is absolutely fine. The Endermite don't even spawn in there or cause any problems, which is really cool. And there were a couple of other bugs with lighting glitches and with item frames being really bright, which looks strange. But when I went back into the nether, it's really easy to have that problem because the pigmen are spawning in aggressive, and as soon as you fight them they start spawning in socially and they spawn in packs, and before you know it you've got an army of pigmen after you, and then the AI starts lagging really bad. So I decided it would be best to actually wait for a more stable snapshot where those bugs have been fixed. So right now we're back on the 1.7.9 map. What I did is I deleted the map from the snapshot testing and uploaded a backup I made before I switched over to 1.8, and this is exactly why you should always make backups in case things don't go to plan. So we're back on 1.7.9. I've been doing some AFKing and we have this much gold so far, and not much else has really changed around here apart from these chests which are full of rotted flesh. I've been collecting as much of it as I can. I was really hoping to do some trading with the villagers in 1.8, but I guess we're going to have to wait for another day for that. So what we're going to do right now is build something to transport the items. We're going to use that method where we use the dispenser to send the blocks into a fence post and then into a group of ice or something like that. And I haven't done it before where the items go across, so that's going to be interesting. So what I want to do is have that thing somewhere around here at the bottom, send the items all the way across and then up to where the portal is. So that's what we're going to start off by doing. I guess that means I'm going to have to dismantle this and start building somewhere around here. And that noise is definitely going to get on my nerves while I'm working on it, that's for sure. It is quite unbelievable how little progress I have made in the last hour and a half. I got stuck on making a simple comparator clock. However, we had to fit it into a tiny space. So what I've done is I boxed in the bottom of this. I think it was at this height here you could see the hoppers. Yeah, that's right. And then we've covered it up from below as well. Now the reason we're boxing this all in is because of light updates. There's pistons and stuff moving in there and we don't want to create extra lag, so it goes all the way down the other side, and somewhere just down here there is now a dispenser. So where all those hoppers go together there's a dispenser facing downwards, and like I said, it took me ages to fit a comparator clock into this tiny space, and when I finally did it, it was so simple. It's just typical really. Now the reason that's there at the moment is because we have some water. So that's the dispenser, it's now all boxed in. I even lowered this bit here as well. That could actually be about 2 blocks higher, but I wanted it to all look neat. And then underneath this is where our our item transportation is going to go. So what I wanted to do was use a system made by, I think it's Test 1379E or something like that. I'm sure many of you know what I'm referring to, and in his video he shows the items going sideways, which is something I hadn't done before. And it turns out there's actually water in the middle of that. And in the previous, versions of Minecraft, you couldn't see the water through the side like this. And I was a little disappointed when I saw that because I didn't think it would look as good. But it doesn't really make a big difference overall. So this is how it's going to work. The items are going to come down, then they're going to go through the water like this with the ice all the way around it. And this is purely aesthetical, the ice. You do need it in places, however for the whole thing you don't have to use ice. But that's just the way that I want to do it. You also don't need to box it up the way we're going to do it. So there's 8 blocks of ice around 1 block of water, and that will be the same vertically. You can have it so you just have the single block and then 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want to make it look nice and square as we go up. So this is going to come all the way to the edge. We're going to be removing some of these pathways and stuff now, which is pretty cool, and the items are going to be automatically coming up when we build the next bit. So that next bit is going to be the same as this. There is going to be a fence post with a block of ice underneath it. That's wrong. And then behind that another fence post, and we're going to be using these blocks right here, the light blue wall. In fact, I'm going to go grab a fence post right now and put this in the correct position before we build it. So I'll fill all of this in correctly in a bit, but this is where I want it to come out to, just the other side of the portal. So we have like a storage area behind it, and then on the front side there'll be the minecart leading up to the top. And remember, this is going to go a lot higher as well because that's just our temporary platform. So what we had is 2 fence posts. Let's put the one there. This is going to be kind of awkward to build actually. I need to put down some temporary blocks to build around it. Now I made a really big mistake when I was doing this in a test world. I was just going over this stuff, seeing how the items flow into this and then go up into the next bit, and I decided to make this with packed ice. And the reason why is because it would fit in with the ice a little bit more. So let's put some ice around here just so you can see how it's going to come together. And then it didn't work. I spent absolutely ages trying all sorts of things, and this is where my time has been wasted. It happens to me a lot actually. I make really silly little mistakes and waste a lot of time, trying to get things done in test worlds and stuff. And the mistake that I made was the packed ice, and of course the packed ice is slippery, so it meant that this block at the bottom here I think was interfering with the way the items go in and then go upwards. and yes, I wasted a lot of time before I went, wait a minute, the packed ice, that's got to be it, because that block has a different property from a normal block. So I've decided to use light blue wool like this, so when you see it from a distance or down below, it's going to kind of fit in, which I think actually looks really nice next to it. So I'm happy with how that's turned out. So now when the items come down here, I doubt I'll be able to do a quick demonstration by chucking an item. Nope, that didn't work. But they're going to go in there and they're going to go up into this 3x3 bit here, which is going to go all the way to the top, all the way up there, and then we'll collect it, I think, using a water stream and some hoppers. So once again, a simple task takes a really long time, and actually a lot of my day has gone by now. It seems like lately, I'm sure I've said it quite a few times, I am just way too busy. But we're getting there slowly. Now, I ran into a problem that kind of annoyed me because it took so long to fix. I decided to take to Twitter and ask for some help. Now, the items here were getting stuck right in front of the fence post, and I guess it should have been obvious, but with me being so busy and tired, I just couldn't see it. The items are actually hitting the front of the fence post. So what's happening now is the items are coming down one side, and they're going through that little gap, and then they're going up all the way up to the top. And one other thing I did as well was adjust the velocity of it. So if you have a look there, you can see there are some blocks underneath. They are wall blocks. They're just going to slow down the items, but they also go to one side as well. And at first this was going to give me a little bit of a headache, because that means we'd have to build something to send them over to the side, and I wanted all of this to look nice and symmetrical and even. And what I decided to do in the end is just move the water stream over here to one side by one block, and then add an extra bit of ice on that side and on this side as well, so it's almost symmetrical, and you know what, it does the job as well. So I had to cut away there. I kind of burst into a little bit of a cough. I find sometimes, you know, I'm sitting here playing, not talking for quite some time, and then I do my little recording and it makes my voice tickle a little bit and I end up coughing, which isn't too good. But anyway, this is where we're at right now. The ice comes all the way up to the top. We've got to start building the platform that we're going to go and have around here. And you know what, I've got to start thinking about aesthetics. How is this thing going to look, etc. But one thing that I want to do, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge, is have a nice storage room built around this. And what I'm thinking we're going to have to do is send the items up, off to one side, and then they're going to go around some chests that are in like a semicircle around all of this, and all the way over to the other side. But I was thinking I'd like to make it look symmetrical as well, which might be a little bit of a challenge. But I think I should start building some more before we get into that. But we are making good progress. It's taking me some time, and hopefully this next bit won't be so frustrating, because we've been doing some of the technical stuff, although it's not really that technical. I just seem to be having one of those days, I guess. But yeah, let's hope it gets a little bit easier now. So I made a little bit of progress up here. It's nice working away, seeing the items come up like this. It's pretty cool. Even when I'm over here, we're still farming, because these portals at the end here are active. But this thing doesn't look too great at the moment. I'm just working on the shape a little bit. We've got half slabs down here, so we don't have to worry about light levels and stuff like that. And then on each of these sides is where I want to put the chests, because this is going to be a circular storage room. Now I wanted it to kind of look symmetrical all the way around, so that's why you'll see these bits of obsidian here, is because I want it to match up with the portal on this side. So in the middle over here we're going to have a whole bunch of chests, and then I just put down some gold for the walls in between, and I don't think it looks quite right, probably because there's not a lot of gold anywhere else on this build, and I think that we should try and keep our theme similar to what we have over there. So we'll probably use glass, or maybe even purple stained glass in between, which I think would look pretty cool. But in line with trying to keep all of this symmetrical, what we're going to do with the items is we're going to send them over here to the portal, and I think we'll make the stream split up to the left and the right. Now the items are probably only going to go one way, and then the water will lead it all the way around in a big circle, so it goes past all of these chests and the hoppers can pick them up and put them into it, and then it can loop back round over here. So even though the items won't actually go off in either direction, it will still look symmetrical, which is what we're going for. But I need to do a little bit more building, and then we can see if that's actually going to work or not. Once again, much time has passed by, and I seem to be having the worst of luck at the moment, and some people would say that you make your own luck. I don't know what's going on here, but this portal up the top refuses to synchronize with the one in the nether, which means we can't even use it, which is really starting to wind me up. However, I wasn't too happy about how that was all turning out up there. You can see I've set up some of the chests and the hoppers, and I didn't think it was going to look that good and I started thinking about what it would look like from the outside as well, and right now I'm just really not in the aesthetic frame of mind for building, so maybe it isn't the best time to be working on this, and maybe the portal not working is actually a good thing. But it's this one right here that refuses to synchronize, and I think it might be best at the moment to actually move on to something else. So I'm probably just going to leave this like it is for the moment. I have been doing some AFKing, as you can see here. I've been getting some items. One thing I haven't done though is a test where I've compared it to what we had before, because I am a little bit worried that some of the items may be getting lost somewhere. These are supposed to be reliable, but I'm still a little worried as it's not quite as conventional. But as of right now, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'll probably have a look around and think of something. So a lot of time has gone by, and I felt like it was time to record again. So because of the problem with the portal not synchronizing, we've had to come back down here. Now the original portal was somewhere around here. I've moved that back over there and it synchronizes just fine. Seems to be when we go up into the sky though, it has all kinds of problems. So we've had to scale back our ideas a little bit. So now the rail track is going to go up like that. And where it came down here, the portal was right here, so I thought, yep, we've got to move that back behind the ice item elevator, and there needs to be a little bit of a station here. So I've started building something around the ice thing. Not really too sure how this is going to work out at the moment, but some of my plans are to put some purple stained glass in between all of these gaps going around the outside. I think that will look good. And at the moment I'm just working on a roof, and I've spent quite some time, you know, putting in these slabs and tearing them back out, and I just don't feel like it's working. So I thought I'd show you what I've done so far, and I think we're going to use slabs in the ceiling, but maybe I need a little bit more structure or shape going on here. I was trying to get a kind of curved thing where it comes up to the middle and then goes back down on the other side, but we want that to be like a four-way thing, because you can see I've laid out each of these corners so the room has four sides, and I don't think that's going to work. And also they're all the same material, and I think it would be a better idea to break it up a little bit. But look, we're mainly going to be using stone up here just because it's nice and easy to build with, and I don't want to keep hopping all the way down there to pick up the items after I remove them, which is something I've been doing a lot. You know, building up here is really tedious, but we are slowly getting there. I also had another problem with that thing down there. There were some items grouping up right in front of the fence post, so I went back over to the other end, and you might be able to see it from over here. Probably not. Let's just hop down so you can see it quickly. And I've just realised my sound is turned off, which is probably a good thing, because if we head over this direction, you're going to hear it's extremely noisy over here. Let's just turn that up for a second. Or maybe not. There we go, there's the horrible, horrible noise. Let's listen to that for a minute. Oh, it's a symphony of disgust. Anyway, so have a look at that there on the left. You can see the water now goes over to this bit as well, and that's just so that both of these blocks right here will push the items over to the side, whereas we only had one before, so it's slightly more efficient, and I have yet to see any items catch on the fence post back there. Well, look at that. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I feel like we've got there. We've had some troubles this episode, but I have persevered, and now we are really going somewhere with this room. Take a look at the ceiling as well. That strip of gold, I really love how that looks. And also, this purple, you know, with the lava behind it, it kind of takes away from the purple, but at the same time, it just looks right. I can't really explain that. I like how that looks. Doesn't have that strong purple feeling. Although when you see it from the side like this, you know, you get lots of purple when the stone is on the back, but when you get the lava on the front, it's not quite there. And maybe that's exactly what it is I like about it, the fact that as you move around it kind of changes, which is really cool, because that lava really does kind of cancel out the purple when it's directly in front of it. But I am rambling on a little bit here. We are finally getting there. I'm starting to see how this room is taking shape, and I am liking it. One thing I haven't seen though is what this place looks like at night. At the moment it is some form of thunderstorm or rain. Actually, I think that's just rain. It goes a little darker when it's thunder, and obviously it thunders as well. And also, I've left my volume off again. Well done me. But yeah, we're getting there. So I'm just going to crack on with continuing to build this room. I think I'm going to get a little bit more done of the building and then get these chests working, because at the moment nothing is hooked up to them, and as you can see I'm just picking up items from over here. Then what we're going to do on the opposite side is have another bunch of chests, and I think I'm just going to make it so that they go over to one side and in on there, and if I really want it to look symmetrical, I'll make it go over to the other side as well, even though the items won't go over there. But my main thinking is that we have one side for collection, and then we move all of the rotted flesh, all of the rotted flesh onto the other side for trading with a villager. And then when we do get a villager in 1.8, we'll build them a little booth over on this side as well, which I think will look really cool. But I am happy we are making progress, and yeah, I'm very much enjoying building this at the moment. Yeah, that's right, I'm eating the rotted flesh. It was just what was in my inventory at the moment. I think I have run out of food. I've been eating some of the chicken from the chicken jockeys that is coming through here. And as you can see, the items are now going over to one side. Now this thing here doesn't really need to be as bulky as it is, but I decided to build it like that. And I'm going to be a little bit concerned about the appearance of this from the outside, which is also something I don't think you'll ever really see. And I haven't even seen it myself yet, but look at this place. Doesn't it look really nice? Things have certainly come together. It took some time to find this look, but it looks decent. And do you know what? I think I'm going to knock things on the head this episode. It has been really quite tedious, you know, building stuff up there, having to rip it apart and come back down here. And we still need a little bit more work to be done at the front here. We want to build a little train station and then just tidy up the front of this area, but then it will be finished and usable. And although there's still a couple of other things I want to do in this area, it will be done, so to say. So what I want to ask from all of you is to leave any comments or suggestions you have for something we could do in this area. I was just looking at it and I was thinking, although all we really need is a storage area and a little workspace, is there anything else that could be useful around here? I was just thinking maybe some item frames with something in them. I don't know, just maybe something I've overlooked because I've been quite stressed out with doing all of this, so it's been hard to be creative. But if you have a look up there, that looks a little bit strange, doesn't it? I don't know what to think about that. And another thing I want to do is make it symmetrical, so I might even extend the ice over to the other side, even though it doesn't do anything. But what we're going to do last of all is go and have a look at this from down below. Let's go as far away over there as we can, and then all the mobs will start spawning around us when we land as well. There you go, there's a skeleton. Let's go kill this guy. Try and dodge his arrows. Let's just shoot him. That was the worst shot ever. There we go. Okay, so that looks... well, I can't even see the ice. It doesn't look particularly pretty, does it? Maybe with some sort of structural changes, just checking for creepers, we could kind of bring a curved shape down onto the ice so it all kind of rounds off. But let's throw an ender pearl over there and see it from that side as well. And now we're kind of below it. Do I see some witches? Nope, I thought I saw some witches. Okay, so you really can't see too much of it, can you? Because it's so up there in the sky. Let's get on top of this hill. And yeah, the ice thing kind of looks odd. I don't know, maybe with a bit of shape underneath this thing, we put some shape on top of it as well, and it almost looks like it's off-centered. Actually, I think it's because the circular bit comes round and then you've got the portal just there at the back. But I don't know, it's good and I'm happy with it now. And we're going to continue that in the next episode. So if you have enjoyed this one, as always, please do leave a like. It will always be appreciated, and I will catch you in the next episode.